Hey there and welcome back to Dakota News Now. Now time for another edition of Owning Your Outdoors. Joining me as always, Doug Schroeder from Lewis. And Doug, we have a lot of gorgeous plants here. What are we talking about this week?
Wow, I'm calling this spring picks. A lot of our product is just arriving, and I took time the other day to walk the compounds, and a lot of superstars arriving right now, things that people ask for every year, and they disappear fast. So I thought we should talk about them. A common theme here today, Aaron, is these are easy to grow and easy to maintain type perennials and shrubs.
Hard to kill is what you're saying.
Yes, hard to kill and very hardy.
So let's hit some highlights. What do we have here?
Right here I have fine line buckthorn. The beauty of this thing is it's drought tolerant, it's pest tolerant, it's deer resistant. It is beautiful, it makes a beautiful hedge. It can be a standalone in a landscape. Also, as you see here, it makes a great thriller in a pot. So you can add that and you'll have a beautiful ferny-like thriller for the whole summer.
I was going to say fillers, spillers, and thrillers. That's probably coming up later on.
Yes,
We'll probably
yes.
talk about that again.
Yes.
Does that need direct sun or does it need some shade?
It needs full sun to partial shade.
All right,
And it takes medium use of water. It doesn't take a lot of water.
I see some azaleas that we have here.
Azaleas, they're beautiful. If you're going to get your landscape started in the spring, I really recommend azaleas. They are hardy and they actually love to be pruned. The more you prune them, the more flowers you're going to get. Do not prune them until after they're done blooming in the spring. Then if you want to do a haircut on them, that's great. You'll have more branches next year and even more flowers.
Sun, water, what were you looking at?
They're looking at sun to partial sun. The water, medium. They're just a stunning addition to any landscape.
I see some peonies here.
Peonies, Ito peonies. One of my favorites. An Ito peony is a cross between a tree peony and a herbaceous peony or a standard peony that your grandmother would have had. But what makes these peonies so special is they're more disease resistant than the regular peonies. They're easy to grow, they're hardy. They like well-drained soil, moist soil, but well-drained. Another great thing about them is, you know, the old peonies, when you get a rain, they lay down on your yard. These will maintain and erect like bush form.
That's good news for the grass that you have possibly.
Exactly. The bloom time is long too. They'll bloom way at close to June. And so you have about a month bloom time on a Ito peony.
Likes well-drained soil. Does it like partial sun?
Partial sun to full sun.
Okay, what else do we have?
Then we want to talk a little bit about shade or partial shade. People always say, well, I want some flowering in the shade. Well, I encourage texture, and you can get a lot of color with coral bells. They're easy to grow. Fertilizer, light fertilizer in the spring, a slow release fertilizer, and they'll be fine. There's so many different shades. You can create real visual interest just using coral bells in your treed backyard.
And any of these would work well just planting in the soil, but also in some planters too, right?
Yes. Coral bells are a great addition to a planter. In any planter I plant, I always include some foliage. It doesn't have to be all flowers. Change it up a little bit.
You can also add like some herbs in there too, right?
Yes. Yep. You can do a mixture of a garden.
Doug, anything else? What other tips do you have?
No, just all sorts of things. If you're looking for something that's easy to maintain, ask our help. They'll be glad to direct you to some things that are a little easier to grow in your landscape. We're all busy, so wanted to pick out some things today that were easy to maintain in our busy lives.
And like we said earlier, maybe making another appearance later in the year in thrillers, fillers, and spillers, right?
It may. You might see them again.
All right, Doug, thank you so much. We're going to have all this information online at dakotanewsnow.com after the show, but make sure you stick around. We have a lot more coming up after the break.